1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I am the other one of your hosts, Honey B.
Honeybee and I are two best friends making our way through the history of kaiju movies. We started in 1933 with King Kong, and today we have another Kong, 2006's Kong Return to the Jungle, a real flaming crap burger.
Yeah, if I had a sound right now, I would boo. Boo.
The last gasp of Kong the Animated Series.
Thank the Lord.
And the worst part of it. It is directed by Stuart Evans, written by Rick Ungar and Sean Catherine Derrick. It took two people to write this.
Yikes,
Music
on a bike.
By Alan Bobot. It stars Kirby Morrow as Jason Jenkins, Scott McNeil as Eric Tenenbaum the Fourth, Kong and Minion, Kathy Morse as Dr. Jenkins, Saffron Henderson as Lua, David Kay as Dr. Ramon de la Puerta, Paul Dobson as Hunter Stagg III, and Richard Newman as Mayor. It was released a week after on DVD, a week after the extended edition of Peter Jackson's King Kong debuted. And unlike the animated series and the previous movie, this is rendered in 3D computer-generated animation. It says here the later animated series Kong, King of the Apes would also use this form of animation, but I think it looks better in that one. It looks like shit here.
Let me tell you something.
And I also
my first note is, whoa, what the fuck? What is this animation? But, I mean, this animation is painful to watch. It's like a texture thing, but for your eyeballs. Yeah.
The previous entries in this series were in more traditional cell animation, or at least that's how it looked. And it was fine. It wasn't the best ever, but it was perfectly fine. It didn't hurt to look at. This hurts to look at. I don't know why you would do it unless somehow they were saving money, or maybe it's just this kind of animation was becoming popular and they wanted to jump on board. It's
painful.
When it's in such contrast with what you've already been doing, it's just a weird choice. It looks bad on top of all that.
It literally makes me get the heebie-jeebies, like makes me feel sick, and I want to like it, but it was hard. It was hard. It's a texture thing. It's like when there's like a goopy something in your mouth and you're like, oh, so you can't swallow it, like you just cannot. That's this movie, except for your eye holes. You just can't keep looking at it.
Now this one was not a musical per se like the last one, but it does have music.
There's only like two songs.
Three. I thought there was three, maybe two. There's two or three original songs that just play in the background. They're not performed by the characters. They just play in the background while stuff is happening. And they're very mediocre.
Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't even say that. They're pretty bad.
Did not care for you. You say they're downright bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, they're pretty bad. And just a big pile of who cares.
Yeah, seriously.
So I don't even have a full summary for this because no one's bothered to write one. I didn't take any notes.
I took a page and a half of notes.
Okay. You want to drive the bus on this one?
Absolutely not.
The grandmother is back. She was absent from the last movie with no explanation, which is weird because she's the one who created this clone of Kong that also has DNA of her grandson in it.
Ugh.
Which seems to have something to do with the cyberlink. Folks, if you haven't seen any of this
Don't.
Kong is like a clone of the original Kong. So this is meant to be a sequel to the original movie. Kong was taken to New York and died. But it's not a... They do have some stuff in there that contradicts the actual movie, in that the grandmother was part of the scientific expedition. And, you know, her character is obviously not in the original movie. But she kept a strand of Kong's hair and years later uses it to clone him and combines it with some human DNA. But when the movie starts, what's their names? Is it Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Jason and Tan, Eric Tannenbaum IV, are coming to not New York because the Superdome is wherever they're going. I looked this up the other day. Where's the damn Superdome?
I
New Orleans,
don't
I think.
fucking know.
It's not New York. I believe it's New Orleans. They're landing a helicopter, and Tan is a billionaire and has to go do some billionaire shit.
Which is kind of annoying to me. I'm not gonna lie, because he was like he's like the derpy, goofy McDerp face. Which I'm not saying that guy can't be a millionaire, but I'm just saying like they tried to make him a little.
He
like,
inherited
cool.
it. He inherited it from his parents. He didn't do anything to earn this money. And I think it's been part of his backstory all along.
But even like his design in this movie, like they made him like buff instead of like chunky.
Right.
I'm like, no, I don't like that.
So there's a meeting with the mayor or a press conference or something, and this dude, Hunter Stagg III, which I didn't care for having both an Eric Tannenbaum IV and Hunter Stagg III in the same movie, in the same conversation. But that's how we indicate that they're privileged rich people. He's going to establish some kind of zoo, and most of the movie has to do with him teaming up with Ramon de la Porta, who was the bad guy from the series. He was not in the last movie, but he was the bad guy throughout the series. They're going to try to find Kong's Island. It's not called Skull Island in this. It's called Kong Island. And they basically want to go there and steal all the dinosaurs and shit. And Kong, too, if they can. And they I think they do it by putting a tracker. The island's supposed to be protected, both by natural stuff and some mystic bullshit. But they put a tracker on Tan's helicopter and are able to follow them to the island, at which point they start capturing a bunch of animals, including a T-Rex, who is Kong's natural enemy.
Classic.
Oh, and the what's her name has a saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, yeah,
Lua?
the baby, little Kip.
Yes. So throughout the series and everything, Lua has this saber-toothed tiger companion, and now it somehow has a baby, even though we haven't seen a second saber-toothed tiger anywhere. Maybe Grandma cloned it while no one was looking. Who knows? And they try to make this baby important throughout the movie. Like at one point it's in the helicopter when all the other animals are somewhere else.
The Jurassic Park douchebag like kidnaps it or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, and there's raptors. You know, it's Kong Island, so there's a bunch of dinosaurs, but there's raptors because everything post Jurassic Park has to have fucking raptors in it. So I just found them a little annoying because I was just like, ugh, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean,
raptors.
I feel like the whole movie is really annoying.
I don't know why it's
And there
called
was, like,
Return to the
3
Jungle.
Yeah.
It
Also,
should be
there was
called
like
Return to the
3
City.
times. You're right.
Because they
You're so right.
they start in the jungle. They start in the jungle, and then Kong, even though it's not the same Kong, is returning to the city.
That's hysterical. I didn't even notice that. There was like 3 times that I would have ended this movie, and it like I think you texted me when you were watching this. You're like, it just keeps going, and it's like, yeah, it just keeps going.
It's like this movie is so long.
Yeah, like, why doesn't it end?
And it's 80 minutes, did I say?
I think it's like
And
90 something.
82 minutes.
82. Oh my
and
god.
You feel every second of those 82 minutes.
Every single one, but it's so hard to pay attention.
Yeah. Damn. What else happens in this fucking movie?
Okay,
There's, like I
let's
said,
see.
3 songs. One of them, or the first song is Kong's just running around the island being Kong, and that's what the song is about. How he's Kong. Isn't he awesome? One of them is when they're running through the city, but I'm sure there was another one in between somewhere, and I can't remember what it was about. It was, I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna just kind of go through my notes here.
This is gonna be a
hate
short
this
episode.
animation. Fuck this animation. Okay, I will say Kong does look better in this to me, in the sense of he's like a big scary kaiju, whereas like the animation before, when he was like, Gus calls him like a cone head before, like he did, but he was very cartoony and just didn't look very scary. I will say he did look better in this one. His facial expressions were better. He also had a whole ass bakery back there. Kong got that cake in this movie. He had a very chiseled butt. Let's see. I really wanted Tan's girlfriend from the last movie to be in this movie, but she never came back. No. I was really hoping that she would.
Yeah, there's no Atlantis stuff in this movie.
No Atlantis stuff. I thought it was really cute and cool, and it turns out that it's important later whenever the boys are like landing the helicopter, and Jason's like, "Don't worry, Kong will catch me," and just like jumps out of the helicopter, and Kong catches him. Very cute, and then important.
You don't need a parachute when you have a Kong. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, he's still gonna hit that
hard.
It seemed like he's gonna hit that hand hard. I thought that was a mistake. I thought he should have died when he smacked in the Kong's hand.
It would have been a better movie. No, I'm kidding. So
it's like when you jump from a certain height. If you jump into water from a certain height, it's gonna hit as hard as hitting the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I felt that way about Kong's hand.
Yeah. When we go into the little sequence where Grandma is like cloning Kong and using the baby's DNA, the baby was the scariest fucking thing I had ever seen.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so terrifying.
Computer generated babies are not good.
Not
as we
good.
all learned from Ally McBeal. They're horrifying.
Especially after like we are coming off of the last Gamera movie where it's like, yay, kids, children, they're so great and pure, and then this fucking baby destroyed my life. Okay, this baby is nightmare fuel. This baby is gonna haunt me for the rest of my days. It was so terrifying. Let's see. Yes. Okay, there's this point where the bad guy like gets all of the dinosaurs in the enclosure, and he like has Kong, and he like has everybody because he's gonna hunt them or whatever for glory. I don't know. He's a fucking just ew, disgusting. But there's this moment where Kong is like trying to get out, and he's like banging on the glass, and he like wants out, and everybody else has broken out, and he's looking at the T-Rex, and the T-Rex is looking at him, and he's like, come on, get me out. And then something happens, and the T-Rex jumps and breaks Kong's enclosure, and then Kong escapes through the busted side, and then the T-Rex sticks his head out of the top of the enclosure, and Kong could have got out the whole time through the top? ? Like, what? What the
how did
fuck?
the at some point all the animals escape? How did that happen? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure
once they've been taken to the city.
Yeah, the guy, the bad guy, the mustache.
The bad guy is taking them all to the city and set up his zoo, and then somehow they all escape.
He wants them to escape. He's like, that's part of the hunt. Now he's like,
he just
now
wants
is
to
the
hunt them in
real
the city?
hunt. He wants to be the hero, where he's like
Lord.
saving everybody.
That's not going to work. He's going to get sued. He's going to get sued by everybody because he brought them there. He's liable.
Yeah, because he's like, now's the real hunt, and the other guy's like, well, what? Why the hell did we even bring him here? Like, if that, and he was like, for glory, and like, okay,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And then they have to try to get in to see the mayor to get the mayor to tell the police to stop trying to kill Kong, because Kong can command, because he's the king. He can command all the other animals to calm down, and except for T-Rex, who is his natural enemy.
And
But
don't forget that he can also mind melt or whatever with Jason and get a smart human brain, and then be even better.
And but all the other animals from the island acknowledge his sovereign authority.
Yeah.
And owe fealty to him, I guess. So Tan does manage to, throw his name around and get them into. Oh no! But they start to let him in and then decide not to. But then Lua just goes charging in there on top of her saber-toothed tiger into the city hall, and then comes back with the mayor riding behind her.
Which is the best part, because someone says, Mr. Mayor, are you okay, sir? And he says, I'm not sure.
He's like, stop arresting those guys, though, and then let Kong do his thing. So that all works. I believe Kong fights T-Rex and then gets
You mean when
down.
they fight? You mean when they lovingly embraced each other? And rolled around on the ground, lovingly embracing each other? Yeah, there was no fight.
And then how the hell did they all get back to the island? They just got back on that boat and went, I guess?
I don't fucking know, man. I just don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. This is a bad movie. It's just bad.
Oh no, they fly. They fly. He's like, you really can fly anything or whatever. He's like, yeah, we're gonna get off this island. I don't know.
Tan flies them all back?
Uh-huh.
I know at one point he's got to get in a old-fashioned airplane because the bad guys have wrecked his helicopter. But I think that was back on Kong Island to try to get off Kong Island and to New Orleans. The Superdome has something to do with this. I think they somehow lure the T-Rex to the Superdome where Kong they hide Kong in the Superdome at one point when the police are still trying to get him, and then they lure the T-Rex there, and they have their sort of fight, their skirmish, and I can't remember if that's where the other animals ended up or not. This is a bad movie, folks. Just don't watch it.
It's so bad. Don't watch it. Honestly, I like the storyline in this one a little better than the last one. I absolutely fucking hated the Kong Atlantis, King of Atlantis. Oh god, I hated that trash.
Oof. I hated this one more.
Oh man, this one I hated the animation more for sure, but the story I thought I could stomach it a little better, but only a tiny bit, not by much. The animation pretty much ruined everything.
I just thought the Atlantis story was ridiculous, but this one was just so bleh. Just capture animals, put them in a zoo. All right, sure, man. Whatever.
Yeah. It's garbage. I can't believe this came out right when the other one came out. Like, how can you?
That's why.
Compare
the first one the other one came out just the year before, I believe. To cash in on the Peter Jackson Kong, and then this one came out just as the extended version of Peter Jackson's Kong was coming out. So that's all these were about. This was like if the Asylum made cartoons.
It is. It really is.
I believe. This is from Warner Brothers. Ugh. Do they also do Peter Jackson's Kong, or at least that's who distributed. Because Kong, I believe, is still like under a trademark or something. So you can't just make a King Kong movie without permission. So there is that. Yeah, the last one came out. Oh no, Jackson's Kong is Universal Pictures, but I'm pretty sure they're all not Warner. But they all must be getting a license from somewhere. I don't know who owns a fucking trademark for King Kong. But I don't think he's in the public domain, so there you go.
So what are you going to rate this burning dumpster fire of a movie?
1/2 of a star.
Oh, ouch. Ouchie wawa. I'm going to say 1.
Yeah, it's trash. It's trash. It's straight up trash. Loa doesn't even look hot. The change in her character's design is bad. She doesn't look hot anymore. She was cartoon hot before. Now she's just blech.
I know. And they didn't bring the other hot girl back. And, well, they did kind of give her abs a little bit. And I was like, you fucking piece of shit.
What are we watching next week, Honeybee?
That is a great question.
The Host. We're watching The Host, which is a South Korean kaiju movie that I've seen before and is pretty good, if I recall correctly. Much better than the last South Korean kaiju movie we watched. This one actually has a budget and actually has South Koreans in it, unlike the last one. Let's find out where The Host is, where you can watch it if you want to watch it before the show. This is The Host from 2006, because apparently there's something from 2013. All right, it is on Hulu and Peacock and Amazon and Sling and Plex.
Damn. So you guys better
Philo?
watch it with us. Watch it with us.
So it's for free on Plex.
It's for
if
free.
If you don't have any of those other things. So there you go, folks. That is going to wrap it up for this week. It's a short one, I know, but you know what? You could go over to our Patreon and listen to some other material this week at patreon.com/mmftg. For just $3 a month, you can support the show over there and get exclusive content. And you can find links to all our social media and all of our episodes at mmftg.com. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honeybee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you'll hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texacato Folk Rock Punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/mmftg.